Hi, it's Tracy from Tracy's Creative Place here, and I've been asked to make a video to show you how to make this really pretty card. It's very easy, it's very simple. So what we'll be using today to make this card is Lou Collins Textures range, and it's the Wildflowers set, and it's a really comprehensive set. There's papers, there's dies, there's another set of stamps, there's a beautiful cloud stencil, but today I'm just using two components from it, and it's the stamp set with the butterfly on and the corresponding set of dies that obviously cut out the beautiful butterfly. So I'll just pop them to one side. I have already stamped things out for quickness. As you can see, I've used the butterfly, I've used the word love from the set, and I've used the word hope, and as I said, I've used the die to cut out the butterfly. So we'll just pop those to one side for a moment because we don't need them just now. I will also be using a piece of acetate, some distress inks and the brushes, a bit of VersaFine in black, and also a fine liner and a ruler, and some glue and some foam tape. Okay, so let's start. I will be using this whole set. All these little extra components here add beautiful texture and detail to your background. So here we go. I'll just show you what we do. So with the piece of acetate, we're going to start off by adding some colour to the background behind the butterfly. So we're making a DL card, or a slimline card, and all I've done to prepare is made a black matte layer for the top of the card, and then I've used some mixed media paper to cut a panel that's going to sit on top, and this is what we're going to be working on to get the background onto. Now this paper is Daler Rowney mixed media paper from Hobbycraft. It's absolutely beautiful, takes inks and water and anything you throw at it really well. So I use that for any type of mixed media things I'm going to do. So here we go. I'm going to start off with the Salvage Patina Distress Ink, and I have just re-inked it, so it's going to be quite juicy. So I'm just going to pop a little bit onto there. You will need a paper towel to sop up any extra that you don't want, and I'm going to take a water spritzer and add some water to that. Now if you want the dotty kind of look, yeah, that's great. I want more of a smeared kind of look. With this you can't be precise, it's what you get. So you just basically pop it down in areas. This is a background, remember. You don't want it to be too in your face because you're going to add lots and lots of stencil detail and stamp detail to the top of it. Okay, so when you've got that and you quite like that, then I usually use a hairdryer to dry that part off before I go on to the next part. So I'm just about to plug the hairdryer in. It's me mixed media hairdryer. It's quite noisy, but it doesn't take 2 minutes to dry this off. And it will move the ink around, and it will make the ink pool in places, and that just gives another detail to the background, really. I like this kind of card making because it doesn't have to be precise. What you do is what you get, and then you work with it. So anything that you don't like, that's a big pool, knock it off with a bit of tissue. Blowing it everywhere. So yeah, this is all you do. So we've dried that part off now, and we're going to go in with a little of Villainous Poison. Now Villainous Poison is quite a dark one, so just be careful. You don't need too much. But you can always take off what you don't want, as I said, with a bit of tissue. So there we go. I'll give it a bit of a smear. Now this one we just want to put in places. Okay, we don't want too much, just a bit here and there. And as you can see, it's quite a dark ink, and I'll show you how to knock it back with your tissue. So now I'll bring it up a little bit, and you can see it's actually quite pale. Use what's on there, don't waste it. Just pop it on. and take off the extra. Just give it a little quick blow dry now, as we want to continue to work on this, to add the layers. There we go. So that's the inky background technique. Not so much of a technique really. It's quite easy to do. So now we want to add some interest. So I shall bring in the stamp set now. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to use the numbers because they're kind of cool. You could use any of those others, the brick wall, any of the others, but I'm just going to stick with these three. Okay, so I never clean my stamps, never, so I need to just clear that off because I'm going to use a lighter colour first. I don't want the black to be all over the place, so I'm just going to clear it off. So now I'm going to use the two colours that we've used on the background. Okay, so I'm going to ink this one up and just pop it. Right, the butterfly, let me just explain with the composition before I go any further. The butterfly is going to sit around about here. So bear in mind where you're going to put the extra little details, okay? And I'm not using this with an acrylic block or a stamping platform or any of those things. I just want it, I'm using it in my hand, and I'm just going to put some down, and it doesn't matter whether it's fully stamps or whether it's really dark or any of those things. If it goes too light, you can add a little bit more. You know, this is just an easy technique to use. So as you can see, I've popped some up there and I've popped some down the bottom. The butterfly is going to sit predominantly in the middle. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to take these little stamps now with the numbers on, and I'm going to ink those too with the same colour, because we make sure they're the right way up, as they look a bit silly if they're upside down. And I'm just going to add some of these in random places. The good thing about the 8 and the 1, it doesn't matter if it's upside down. Okay, I'm going to take the Villainous Poison now, and I'm going to add just a little bit on this one. Now it is quite a dark ink. I don't want it to be that dark, so I'm just going to do a second generation stamp, which means that you've taken off some of the colour and you're using, you ink it, you take it off, and then you use it as a very light layer on there. Okay, so at all times pop your butterfly back on and see if you have enough detail. I really like that. I don't think I need to add any more, so I'm going to pop these back so I don't lose these precious stamps, and move them out of the way, and then we continue on. Again, still using these two different distress inks that we started with. All right, so pop that to one side just for a minute to dry and bring in your butterfly. So I use these brushes to colour things with. So I use one for every colour family. So that's my purple, that's my blue. And now I'm going to just decide which way round I want to colour the butterfly. And I think I'm going to do it purple in the middle part of its body here. And taking it out, I want it quite dark in the middle, and just taking it out to the edges there. And then we're going to go in with the blue, which I've just re-inked, so it should be pretty juicy. And I'm just going to colour up the outside edges. These two colours inks go really, really nicely together. Maybe I didn't re-ink it enough. There we are. And that is as technical as that gets. Okay, so there we are. You can see how it's coloured really prettily. And sometimes where the purple and the blue and the salvage patina meet, you get like a slightly different colour as well too, which is quite neat. So I'm just gonna shape the edges of the butterfly gently. This is quite a nice GSM card, and I'm going to put on the back a little bit of double-sided tape. Oh, actually, I'll glue this one down and put the words on with tape. So let's turn this over so we're working on a clean surface and your eye's not distracted. Now, we need to work on this and put some lines in. Very simple to do. You just need a ruler and a fine liner pen. Okay, so as we know, the butterfly is going to go in the middle there. So kind of eyeball it. You don't have to be precise. Try and pick an edge that you can lay this ruler against, and then you can, you know, move it across as you wish to get the lines straight. But as I said, I do not mind if the lines aren't straight. And basically all you do a series of lines. You can do 3 or 5, you can space them where you want. It's just absolutely not an issue. You can do some longer than the other, like I've done there. And then I'm just gonna turn it around while I do this one here. Space them by eye, no problem. Okay, there's the 3 lines. Sorry, there we are. And then across, if you wish as well. I think I will this time. Put some across. You don't see all of them because it's behind the butterfly. Depends on where you're placing it, I suppose. And then standard squiggles on the edges. Just adds another layer. It's not difficult to do. And with the squiggles, you can also elongate the line too. There we go. So, and now it's time to finish up, really. You can have a look at it once you've got your butterfly down and decide whether you need any more putting on. Either any other colour, or I'm not going to put any other colour on. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Okay, so time to line it up and put it on the card. Black layer first. Just simple glue. And I'm using Pinflair bookbinding glue. I use it for everything. It's an excellent glue. Line it up so it's relatively straight and you've got a border around the outside. You could do this on any size card, this particular design, and you just use, if you're doing it on a bigger card, you can use 2 butterflies on it, or, you know, there is actually a dragonfly in there as well, so you could put either of those on, or a mix. So on goes the next one, on top of the black one. Give yourself a nice even border all the way around. Down it goes. Okay. Butterfly next. Just glue down its body and decide where you're positioning it. I'm going to pop him there. You can always add some really nice detail through the middle, some gems or things through the middle of his body to highlight that. And then I've just got the 2 words that are stamped out before, and you can take it as far as you like with these stamps. They're amazing. So I'm going to pop hope down there, and I've got double-sided foam pads, quite a high foam pad on this, so it stands proud. If you've only got 2mm or 1mm foam pads, then double them up. Okay, and I'm going to pop that just about there. Okay, so I shall bring in the other one that had a little more black behind it. You could do that if you wish, but there you go. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a go. This is an amazing stamp set, but check out what you've got at home. You might be able to reproduce something similar. And thanks for watching. Thank you.